Our topic is Jinnah's vision of Pakistan. What is vision? The ability to think about the future with imagination or wisdom. It means that Jinnah's vision of Pakistan, that how Jinnah is able to think about the future of Pakistan with his own imagination or wisdom. Address to the Constituent Assembly, Week 4 Reading Selection 1.2 Reading Comprehension and Synonyms of Difficult Words. Objectives are students will be able to read the lesson with comprehension and write synonyms of difficult words. Sources are Simple English Grammar Book for Class 2nd Year and extract of his speech. Jinnah's speech. Jinnah's August 11, 1947 speech. Iqbal and Quaid-e-Azam vision of Pakistan. His Allama Iqbal views were substantially in consonance with my own and had finally led me to the same conclusions. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Okay, what does substantially mean? Substantially means to a great extent. In consonance with, it means in agreement. It means that Quaid-e-Azam told that Allama Iqbal's views were 100% in agreement with my own and had finally led me to the same conclusion. Got it? What does substantially mean? Substantially mean to a great extent, in consonance with, in agreement with. Got it? Introduction. Who was Quaid-e-Azam? Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah was one of the most fascinating and remarkable personalities of modern world history. And why he was considered as a fascinating and remarkable personality? Because he possessed excellent qualities of pen, mind and heart. He played a very significant role in changing the course of history. What does the course of history means? Achieving something you try to do. And who can change the course of history? People who have great vision, confidence, and potential of working hard and desire to change the society can only change the course of history. And Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah did it. And destinies of men in subcontinent. Destiny means future of men, fate of men in subcontinent. Before the partition, Pakistan and India, both of them are together and they were living in subcontinent. That area where they were living, it was called subcontinent. He created a state on the base of Muslim identity in the Indo-Pakistan subcontinent. He also struggled hard to build it strong with his dynamic role as the first Governor-General of Pakistan. He was elected as the first Governor-General of Pakistan. The Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. What does Constituent Assembly mean? Constituent Assembly means an assembly which is drafting the law for the country. The Constituent Assembly of Pakistan was Pakistan's first parliament and first met on 10th August 1947. When it met for the first time, 10th August 1947. And our Constituent Assembly was our first parliament. Second point is the next day, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah was elected as the President of the Assembly. Who was elected as the President of the Assembly? Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. And the third is the new national flag was approved. And that assembly has approved our new national flag. On 14th August 1947, Jinnah gave a speech which outlined the important principles of the future government of an independent Pakistan. Okay, while attempting an essay question, you are supposed to use the outline given to you people. What does an outline means? An outline means a draft, and you are supposed to use that outline while writing your essay. Same is the case over here. Quaid-e-Azam has outlined the important principles of the future government of an independent Pakistan, what he demands from that government. Jinnah was chosen as the first Governor-General of Pakistan. Who was chosen as the first Governor-General? Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Okay, here is an extract from a newspaper. The name of that newspaper was The Times, and which was published on 12th August 1947. The Pakistan Assembly, Mr. Jinnah, elected president, called for tolerance, and today we are lacking in this. Practice of democracy. He addressed a large number of meetings and repeatedly said that the Muslims need not borrow the concept of practice of democracy from others, because we had learned democracy 1300 years ago from Hazrat Muhammad, peace be upon him. The first function of the assembly. What does the function mean? Function means work or operate in a proper or particular way, task. Although it was very demanding and laborious task. What does laborious mean? Requiring considerable time and effort to make the future constitution of Pakistan, but it was the need of newborn country. In the beginning of his speech, he said that the first function of the assembly was, what does the function mean? To work in a proper or particular way, was to frame the future constitution of Pakistan as soon as possible. Second function. About the second function, Quaid-e-Azam said that now the Constituent Assembly is supreme in rank and authority. The second function of the Constituent Assembly was to play its role as completely sovereign and independent body as the federal legislature of Pakistan. What does legislature mean? The group of people in a country who have the power to make and change the laws. And our Constituent Assembly have this power. So that's why he urged on the need of being independent and sovereign. Advice to the members of our Constituent Assembly. The Quaid told the members of Constituent Assembly that they needed to work hard and show great sense of responsibility. What does responsibility mean? A duty to perform or to complete a task assigned by someone that must be fulfilled for the effective performance of this task. Earlier we read about two functions of the government, and here comes the first responsibility of government. First responsibility of government. In his speech, the Quaid-e-Azam entrusted the responsibility to government that the first and foremost duty of the government is to sustain law and order so that the lives, properties, and beliefs of its subjects are fully protected by the state. Second responsibility of the government. The Quaid-e-Azam said about the second responsibility of the government. Our country is suffering from the curse of bribery and corruption, and we must put down by harsh and rigorous control. Rigorous means strict control. Muhammad Ali Jinnah refers to legacy of great evils, legacy which is coming down from the ancestors, like jobbery. What does jobbery mean? The practice of using a public office or position of trust for one's own gain or advantage. And nepotism, favoritism, is another curse. He clarifies his position that he would never tolerate any kind of nepotism and joggery or any influence directly or indirectly. He also tells clearly that he would not allow the government officials to indulge in these at any level, low or high. We will have to decline it, we will have to eliminate it. He hoped that this assembly would take enough measures to eliminate these social evils. And alas, we are not following the advice of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah even today. What was his agenda? List of urgent problems. He opened by saying the assembly had two tasks: writing a provisional constitution. He continued with his list of urgent problems, which are law and order, the life, property, and religious beliefs are protected for all, bribery, black marketing, and nepotism should be eliminated by the state at any cost. And sorry to say, still we all are facing the same problem. Division was the only solution. Next, he discussed at length about the partition, saying many were dissatisfied with the details, but a united India would never have worked. He urged forgiveness of bygone quarrels among Pakistanis, so all can be first, second, and last a citizen of this state with equal rights. Freedom for everyone. You are free to go to your temples. You are free to go to your mosques or to any other place of worship in the state of Pakistan. You may belong to any religion or creed or caste. That has nothing to do with the business of the state. Need of unity in his speech as our ideal, and you will find that in the course of time Hindus would cease to be Hindus and Muslims would cease to be Muslims, not in the religious sense, because that is the personal faith of each individual. As citizens of the state, need of unity in his speech, simply both were urged upon the unity to work together for the prosperity of Pakistan as its equal citizens. If both the nations will work in cooperation and become friends, then they are bound to succeed. That's why he urged on this unity. Conclusion: Qaid-e-Azam's principle. What is meant by principle? A fundamental source or base of something is called principle. A fundamental source or base of something is called principle. It means that Qaid-e-Azam has some fundamental sources on which he was working. At the end of his historical speech, Quaid-e-Azam told his people about his principles, that my principles are justice and fair play, prejudice, ill will, partiality, and favoritism are not my principles. He also advised his people to follow these golden principles if they want to live happy and prosperous life. He has given the key of happy and prosperous life by telling about his principles. He said that my guiding principles will be justice and complete impartiality. I will not favor someone. I will do justice. which was told by Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to us. He concluded his speech by saying that one day the Pakistan will become our greatest nation of the world, inshallah. If we work in cooperation and become friends, then we are bound to succeed. Jinnah told the nation in his last message on 14th August 1948, "The foundations of your state have been laid, and it is now for you to build and build as quickly and as well as you can." Quaid-e-Azam's address to civil servants on 14th February 1948: "Work honestly and sincerely and be faithful and loyal to the Pakistan government. I can assure you that there is nothing greater in this world than your own conscience. And when you appear before God, you can say that you performed your duty with the highest sense of integrity, honesty, and with loyalty and faithfulness. Whosoever you are and whatsoever the work you are doing, please be very honest and be very hard work, because your conscience will tell you that either you are performing your duty very well or either you are not performing your duty. Please, your own conscience is the best judge of your performance. There is no need to judge anyone that how you are performing and how you are doing. Okay, because when our conscience picks us that we are doing wrong, then we are able to be very honest. Muhammad Ali Jinnah's vision. 72 years after the death of its founding father, Pakistanis are still searching for Muhammad Ali Jinnah's vision for the country and are missing historical speech. Pakistan, Quaid-e-Azam said, "There is no power on earth that can undo Pakistan, inshallah ta'ala." Here comes your success criteria. Students will be able to read the lesson with comprehension and write synonyms of difficult words.